Hello and welcome to this week's episode of
Advice from Your Besties.
Woo!
This is where we take your questions and we will give you our thoughts and answers. Lots of thoughts. Okay, here's one. Since I'm an introvert, I recharge when I'm alone. I like to see my boyfriend once or twice a week. He wants to see each other way more. I'm confused. Even though I was always like this, is it supposed to change when I'm in love? Do I suddenly develop a need for company? So I think the question is like, she's introverted and she doesn't want to hang out with her boyfriend more, but she feels like she should.
So you're feeling pressure from your relationship to be somebody different. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
That's what 10,000 hours of therapy will get you.
I'm sorry. And you are feeling uncomfortable because you know yourself and what you need. And you're going to change that for somebody else's happiness?
I think that if he really loves you, he'd be like, okay, cool.
Have you told him this is who I am through and through?
I'm getting the feeling she didn't.
Use your words.
Also, can't you be introverted and be in the same place at the same time?
No, you know what? It's not about compromising your values. I love the fact that you know who you are and what you like and don't like. I love the fact that you're like, wow, you're feeling conflicted about the fact that you're like, I still don't necessarily want to hang out with somebody. I can identify with this. So, and I applaud you. So don't feel the pressure to be someone else, despite the fact that you're now romantically involved. When you're ready to spend more time, you will. In the meantime, your boyfriend is getting the best version of you when you honor who you are and you do what you need. So don't do anything differently.
Okay, here's a follow-up question. If at some point this relationship does progress into being super serious and you want to move in together one day, be life partners, like how do you keep on being introverted and recharging with your own free time when you're living with someone?
It is very challenging. The only reason it has worked for me is because we live in separate wings of the house.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
Get your own space.
Now, that being said, people automatically assume that because you're in a committed, serious relationship that you have to live together. You don't have to. You don't have to live together. If anything more than 2 days a week is too much, I might say consider not moving in. If that doesn't work for your partner, so be it, because that's unfortunate, but it's like, this is really who I am. And I can't be any different. I won't necessarily be happier just because you're around more.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy, but I love the fact that you know yourself.
That's a good take. Yeah, I guess you would have to, if you do ever want, I don't know, is that the end of the relationship then? If you don't want to live together? I guess if it doesn't work for the other person.
I think you're putting conventional norms.
Yeah.
You're putting conventional norms on a relationship where that might not be applicable. If it doesn't work for the boyfriend, okay, respect. But it sounds like the conversation needs to be had that like, hey, I'm still who I am. And just because we got together, I can't necessarily change. You don't want me to change for you. You want me to stay true to who I am. And that means I need some time. I'll give you everything I got those 2 days a week. If you need more, I mean, there's been a number of times where the shoe's on the other foot and the girlfriend's like, I need more time.
Right.
Sometimes he just never gives it to it. And you're like, you have to accept it.
But then if you're the girl being like, I need more time, then you become clingy.
Well, so does this guy. I don't think it matters who is asking for more time. They can be perceived as clingy unless you formally sit down and you address them and you explain to them, this is why. It's by kicking that can down the road and ignoring them where they don't feel heard that then become clingy. If you address something properly, sit down. Hey, tell me about what you want. What do you envision? This is what I can give you. Have a formal conversation. You'll never have to talk about it ever again.
Wow.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours really coming in handy right now. Okay. My sister recently moved in with me and my husband since she is unable to afford her rent. The problem is that she treats it like her own house and walks around without a bra on and sometimes without a shirt on, and is making me and my husband super uncomfortable. I've asked her to cover up, but she calls me controlling and refuses to do so. How can I get her to listen to me?
Do you not know?
You kick her ass to the curb.
I'm sorry. This is my house. If this is something you can't do, that's fine. I think it's time for you to go.
Mm-hmm.
You can have 6 weeks in which you can leave.
And she might call you all the names under the sun and, okay, cool.
How old is your sister? It doesn't matter, but I'm just dying to know.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume she's on the younger side.
Why?
Because she sounds so disrespectful.
Well, you can have old and disrespectful. I live with someone old and disrespectful.
Yeah. I don't know. Or like.
Here's the thing. They don't respect you. Your sister doesn't respect you. And you know what? You owe her nothing. You tried. You went above and beyond. Kick her ass out. That's it. I would love to kick her out for you.
Keep her locked in her room.
Because you know what? You're impacting my life. As if it wasn't already, like you weren't already like shaking it up and adding an element that I wasn't anticipating with my husband. Get out.
Yeah. Nothing that you say about, oh, you need to respect me and like, this is my house and please like asking nicely. She's not going to listen to you. So you got to go hard. Be like, see ya.
Words are useless at this point.
Mm-hmm. Because it sounds like she's hurting you more with her words and
her actions.
And her actions.
There are no words to be said here. And the fact that she's so disrespectful and she doesn't appreciate you, I'm sorry.
It might end up being better for your relationship if she doesn't live there.
You'll feel better about yourself and you'll feel more in control in your own home because there is no worse feeling than not feeling in control or safe in your own home.
Boom. Okay, here's one. My friend came over to my house knowing that she was on her period and attempted to discreetly free bleed in my bed after refusing to wear a pad or tampon. She did free bleed all over my sheets and I find it so disrespectful and I'm not talking to her now. How can we resolve this? What the fuck is wrong with your friend? That is fucked up.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't know. Maybe you should have just been like, how about you don't sleep over tonight? Why don't you come back later next week when you're not free bleeding? Like, why?
I can't even with this goddamn question. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm losing my shit right now. I'm kind of trying not to have a meltdown. I'm in a bit of a mood. Just push me over the Okay,
go off.
Oh, God. I don't know where to start. First of all, question. Did she stain your sheets?
It sounds like she did.
Okay. What would I do if I were in the situation? Not like you would, but we're just role playing.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I gotta be honest. I'm really fucking annoyed that you chose to bleed through my sheets. They're stained.
Oopsies.
Yeah, so the fact that you think that's okay, kind of not great. But you bled through my sheets, so I know this is awkward, but I'm gonna need you. I would like you to. Can I Venmo you? Can I send a Venmo request? If this is something you can't walk back from, it's okay to let this one slide because there are things people have done to me that were ick. Maybe it was small, minute, but I could never get past it. And they were dead to me. Dead. Absolutely dead. I can't help it. But you know what? We don't know what these little things are that are going to trigger us, but that would be enough. Like the lack of hygiene and conscientious, like the consideration of the lack of consideration of hygiene. It just says so much about you as a person that I really don't want to associate with you.
Like dirty.
I thought I knew you. Free bleeding is a personal thing.
Yeah, you don't do that at anyone else's house.
No.
Ugh. Or get those like disgusting period panties where you can free bleed all over those.
You just make bad choices. So I don't want to be a part of what other bad choices you're eventually going to make.
Yeah. And I guess now either you have the ick and you will never be able to see past it.
No, I can't even look at you. I don't even know you and I can't even look at you. You're a pig. You're an absolute filth pig. Would you be friends with this savage of a human being?
No. I would definitely just be like, I am not going to make any more plans with you. It would be a very gentle, like
slow.
It'd be a slow, like goodbye.
Here's the one thing. I'm thinking about it. Like, let's say I did this and I went to your house.
Yeah.
I would be mortified if I knew I would come clean, literally, and be like, Lindsay, oh, I will buy you new sheets. Please forgive me. That would have saved the relationship.
Right.
Acknowledgement. Like maybe, because maybe you thought like, oh, my flow is not that heavy. Like I don't need a tampon, right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe you just thought, and maybe it was just an oversight, like a 12-year-old who just like didn't know how to gauge it. That's cool. Okay, I can get behind that. Come to you. Please accept my apology. I'm mortified. How can I make this right? Hey, you can't argue with that. This pig didn't do that. This fucking nasty ass bitch. You know what? I can't help. You know what? The image I keep seeing is my dog. If she hadn't been fixed, bleeding all over the house. That's what I'm seeing. You are like, really? You can't help yourself? Ugh, what else do you do? I would love to know just so I could like talk shit.
Yeah.
I bet you're a nice person, but you make questionable decisions.
Dirty.
Ugh. Nasty. Pigs are cleaner than that.
That's all of our questions that we have for
Oh,
today.
no, really?
Yeah.
Nothing else? Could you just think of one? I don't want to leave on a
Nasty pig note.
Hey, it's not my fault. She did it. You could have just come clean. Said sorry.
She could have, but she chose not to. So
Ugh.
we're done with her.
Yeah.
We don't even know you, but we're done with you.
You lost 3 friends. The one that knows you and the 2 that don't.
So see you later, sucker.
Nasty ass. Okay, bye.
All right. Make sure you share this episode with your bestie. Do them a favor. Don't free bleed in their sheets.
Oh, come on. What kind of friend are you? You're not even a friend.
Make sure you like.
But make sure you keep listening, okay?
Yeah, make sure you keep listening. Make sure you subscribe and follow at So Fired Pod on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.